Justin Bieber made donuts. It's true. In a collaboration between Justin Bieber and Tim Hortons, a place I like to think of as the Dunkin' Donuts of Canada, Justin launched a line of donut holes and exclusive merch. But I didn't get my hands on any merch. Not. The collaboration is called Tim Biebs, and the donuts, Tim Bits. But we have a problem. There's no Tim Hortons in Boston. The weather is pretty snowy out, but smack that like button, because we're gonna drive to Canada. We are en route. It is a pretty bad snowstorm today, just by chance. But Manny and I were up for the drive, so we are headed to Canada. And finally, we have made it to Tim Hortons. Manny, look at this. Look at this snow. The important thing is that we're here, and we can get ourselves some Tim Biebs. Oh my God, Manny, look. There they are, Manny. Manny, try to pronounce the second line.
Novels of beer.
Okay, no.
Manny doesn't speak French.
Hi, how are you?
I'm good, you?
Great, thank you. Could we please get 3 10-packs of Tim Biebs?
Okay.
What do you want, Manny?
Potato.
Potato wedges, Manny? Is that right?
When you get on the breakfast meal at McDonald's, it's like
What? A hash brown?
hash brown.
Do you have hash browns?
Hash brown, yes, we do have.
Okay, and then 1 croissant, and that's it. Have to.
Thank you, you can drive off.
Merci. Nope. That's not. So while we wait in the drive-thru here, while I'm looking right now, apparently some of this Tim Biebs merch that Justin Bieber made with Tim Hortons is selling for thousands of dollars online. People are even selling the containers that the donuts come in. Maybe Manny and I could start a business. You excited?
Yeah.
You came all the way.
All the way.
For some donuts. Dedication right here. Believe it or not, this is actually our first ever drive-thru video out of the country, and we got our Tim Biebs. Manny, there's a guy skiing on the sidewalk here. Canada is wild. Just a quick trip to Canada, we got people skiing all over the sidewalks. I love it here. Good hash browns. Flaky croissant. Croissant. First impressions are that I love what they did with the branding on these. Justin Bieber's name is written out in a really cool way, and this just seems to me like the perfect collab. But what excites me even more is what they've done with the flavors. We've got chocolate white fudge, sour cream chocolate chip, and birthday cake waffle. The flavors are super creative.
The flavors are melting on my tongue.
Number 1. What's going through my head is I'm trying to figure out if this actually tastes like chocolate and white fudge. And it actually sort of does. The birthday cake waffle is basically a really sweet funfetti donut hole. Or munchkin, as I like to call them. And that one's perfect, especially if you have a sweet tooth. To put it simply, Tim Hortons and Justin Bieber's collaboration basically just made really exciting, more unique donuts. But it's time to take these back home and make them ourselves, but even better. Au revoir, Canada. Please don't make fun of my French. So we're dealing with a bit of a situation here, folks. We're on the way home, but it is so incredibly cold in Canada that all the battery in my car is running out, and we're barely gonna make it to the next charger because it is literally 1 degree Fahrenheit right now. So we've turned off all the heat, and I have to keep making this little hole for me to see out of. And I don't know if you can see it, but we're drafting behind a giant truck to try to help with wind resistance. We literally might not make it to the charging stop, which would mean we have to get towed. And all I want to do is just make it home so we can make our own Tim Biebs. Yep, I made it back in one piece. And yes, so did Manny. What we have here are all 3 Timbits brought on a round trip from Canada. We used our passports not once, but twice today to get through the border. Today we'll be doing a Tim Biebs remix. Get out of here, birthday cake waffle. You need to be better, chocolate white fudge. Sour cream chocolate chip needs a makeover. Get your aprons, it's time to get baking. We'll start with our sour cream chocolate chip donut. To begin, we'll sift 3 3/4 cups pastry flour, 1 cup of cocoa powder, and 1 tablespoon baking powder. Oh, Manny, you're fired. Get out. Get out. Then we sift. We'll also add in just a pinch of salt. Now into a mixing bowl, we'll add in 1 1/4 cups granulated sugar, 5 egg yolks, and 3 tablespoons of room temperature butter. We'll mix this on high speed with a paddle attachment for about 2 minutes. When the mixture has lightened and doubled in volume, we'll add in 1 3/4 cups of sour cream and mix on medium until smooth and even. Now to finish, we'll slowly add in our dry ingredients until everything is incorporated. But we want to do this as quickly as possible. Once our dough's been fully mixed, we drop our dough into a greased plastic wrap lined bowl. Then we'll spray the top of our dough again, just like this. Then cover in plastic wrap and let rest in the fridge for an hour. Now for our birthday cake waffle donuts, 2 cups all-purpose flour or pastry flour, 1/2 cup white sugar, 1 teaspoon of salt, then a tablespoon of baking powder with a dash of nutmeg and cinnamon. Now we sift again.
Be careful not to choke on your aspirations.
Now we go in with 2 tablespoons of melted butter, then mix till crumbly. Then finally, we add a 1/2 cup of milk along with 1 beaten egg and mix to combine. While our donut doughs are resting, we're gonna start with some of the toppings. And first, some 1-minute white chocolate fudge. It's called that because it literally takes 1 minute. First, 1 can of sweetened condensed milk, then about 2 cups of white chocolate. Now we'll place this in the microwave for 1 minute. Now after letting this sit, we'll stir until the chocolate is smooth. Place it in the microwave again if needed. To finish things off, just a tiny little splash of my homemade vanilla extract. Then we'll finish mixing everything up. and pour our fudge onto a parchment-lined baking sheet. Then I'll spread this out nice and thin so that it cools quickly, because this will be going into our donut. Now we rest this in the fridge to cool. It's finally time to roll and cut our donuts. First, we'll sprinkle some flour onto our cutting board, then drop on that dough, and top it off with some more flour. Then, while continuing to flour, we want to roll this out to about a 1/2 inch thick, making sure to work very quickly. At this point, we'll slice our dough in half. 1/2 will be used for our chocolate white fudge donuts, while this will be used for our sour cream chocolate donuts. At this point, we carve out our donut holes, then give them a nice little roll around to make the perfect sphere. That will make the perfect donut. Once we've laid out our sour cream chocolate donuts, it's time for chocolate white fudge. To start, a light sprinkle of flour, then our dough, a touch more flour, and then we roll it out. Here's where things really get crazy. We're gonna take our thin, hardened fudge and crack it up into small pieces. We'll sprinkle on our white fudge right into the middle of our donut dough, then fold it over and lightly roll it out. Once again, we make our donut holes. Now we go through the exact same process with our birthday cake waffle donuts. You having a seizure? What are you doing? Now toss these back in the fridge to rest a few more minutes before frying. To begin, we'll fry our sour cream chocolate donuts at 350 Fahrenheit. The oil can be deceiving when frying donuts for one reason or another, but don't be fooled. 350 Fahrenheit is a lot, and when they're ready, they'll rise to the top just like this. Hence why I wanted you to be able to see in this glass pot. Isn't that cool? Once they hit the top, spin them around to make sure they cook evenly, and keep a close eye to know which ones are done before the others. When your donuts are complete, take them out and let them rest before adding toppings. We'll go about the same process for our birthday cake donuts, but for these, we have a twist. After each one is lightly golden brown, we'll remove our donuts because we're placing them in this waffle maker. I'll place my first one in, then lightly press it down. All we're looking for is that simple waffle pattern. And while this happens, we'll fry off our chocolate white fudge donuts. Just like that, our first birthday cake waffle donut is complete, and it looks delicious. To finish our sour cream chocolate donuts, I'll drizzle just a little bit of frosting over the top, then follow them with some chocolate sprinkles. We wanted to keep these donuts sweet and simple. For our chocolate white fudge donuts, we're gonna dip them into our icing, then dip them into our white fudge crumble. I don't know how you can beat a donut that looks like that. To finish, we have our birthday cake waffle donuts, which I'll add just a light drizzle of icing onto, followed by a few carbonated sugar crystals. Oh,
It scared me.
yes, this is the off-brand unflavored version of Pop Rocks. Allow Manny to demonstrate. And just like that, we've got donut number 1, donut 2, with of course our homemade fudge, and donut number 3, with of course carbonated sugar on top for a little surprise pop, because after all, it's a birthday donut.
Get out of here, Tim Biebs. Introducing the all-new Nick Biebs.
I'm proud of the Tim Biebs we made today. I didn't want to say it, but I think these are gonna make me want to become a believer. Honestly, I want to start with one of the birthday cake ones.
I'm gonna start with the chocolate fudge.
That's not the chocolate fudge.
Let's go. Let's do it.
Oh wow, that's pretty good.
Pretty good. Nick, I hate to say it, but I think it's gonna get Selena back.
Get out.
Get out.
We don't do much baking on this channel, but as they say never. We pulled these off today. One last reminder to toss a like on the video and subscribe, and we'll see you for our next road trip.